Can't leave out the markets today because they're falling by the minute, as it were. Just pull up the Sensex and the Nifty for you. In fact, even the mid-caps and the Nifty Bank was a standout performer in the morning, but now it is also following the other big indices to the day's low. The last minute fall has been more sharp. Last hour fall has been sharper on the Nifty Bank. And of course, the mid-cap is keeping company. The ratio of advancing stocks to declining has not changed much. It remains at about 2.5 shares in the red for 1 in the green. So the breadth of the market, while not helpful, is not getting worse at least. We'll keep coming back to the market since it's turning out to be a difficult day. But for the moment, let's invite our guest, the MD and CEO of IEX. We have invited him because they've announced a share buyback of 37 lakh shares, which will total about an outgo of 69 crore rupees. SN Goel, Managing Director, joins us. Mr. Goel, thank you very much for joining us. What's the reason for this buyback? Didn't you have other use for the money?
Lata, this year we made a good profit. I mean, demand in the sector, power sector has been growing, so is our volume. We did a volume growth of almost about 30%. And profit for the first quarter was also, we saw a growth of 30%. So we thought of rewarding our shareholders. And that is why we are doing this buyback. And as you know, the buyback is more tax efficient for the investors.
Got it.
So we decided to do the buyback. Okay. And in turn, we are giving about 70 crore to the investors.
Sure.
Right. Mr. Goel, what's the total cash in your books? I believe it's closer towards 500 crores. If you really want to reward your shareholders, you could have given a bit more, right? Or do you have other plans out there?
See, out of this 500 crore rupees, good amount of it is basically the settlement guarantee fund and the float from the daily transactions. So investors' money is only about 200 crore rupees. So out of that, we are doing a buyback of 70 crore rupees. So we still will have about 130 crore rupees, which is for the future growth of the company.
Okay. What are your growth plans?
In the electricity itself, we are now working on introducing green energy, renewable energy on the exchange platform. We are also working on cross-border transactions through the exchange platform. Further, Ministry of Petroleum is also talking about the gas exchange. So we are working on that also. We are interacting with the regulator for the necessary regulations, and as and when they are put in place, we are also looking for setting up a gas exchange.
Okay.
So these are our basically growth initiatives.
Okay.
And
okay. Sorry to have interrupted. Yeah. Okay, a gas exchange is something you are looking at, and a green energy exchange. Well, I wanted to ask you even about the trends in volume and price. I mean, September and October were great months with about 7.5 billion units traded on your exchange. But it's fallen to 3.95 in the month of November. Is the trading volume lower in December? How is it panning out?
Since September, October, every year, these are high demand periods. When the monsoon starts receding and the temperature is still high, the demand is very high. So every year we see a large volume growth in the month of September, October. This year it was very high. October, maybe because of the state elections also. So now it is back to the normal. In the month of November, we had almost about same what we did last year. But and the November demand growth was also not very high in the country. So it was a combined effect of the temperature going down.
What are the going prices?
Winter season.
What are the going prices? Power prices, sir?
Prices are also down to prices which were almost about 5 rupees in the month of October. They are down to about 3 rupees 50 paisa now in the month of November. So the price is also on the downward trend now.
Mr. Goel, you get a fixed amount on the volumes, or is it a percentage of the prices?
No, it is a fixed amount on the volume.
Fixed amount. So what is that fixed amount per unit?
Yeah. It is 2 paisa from buyer and 2 paisa from the seller.
All right. And you also said that your volumes are up by around 30% till now. For the full year, what kind of a volume growth can you deliver?
Yes,
as well as for FY20, what kind of a volume growth target do you have in mind?
See, FY19, I'm sure we should be able to maintain this volume growth, which we have achieved in the first 2 quarters. And, the way demand in the country is growing, I'm sure FY20 also should be very good.
30%, 25-30% volume growth even in FY20?
20-25% kind of, 20-25% of volume growth in FY20 also is doable.
Okay. Your EBITDA is like mind-boggling. 84% EBITDA margin, maintainable?
See, in case of exchange, our revenue is the transaction fees. Electricity cost is not included in this. So after the transaction fees, it is only the expenses. So EBITDA is about 83-84%, and I'm sure it should be possible to maintain this kind of EBITDA.
What is the percentage of total power that's traded on the exchanges as a percentage of the total power?
In our country, it is only about 4%.
4%. And
that is why I always say that exchange in our country is only at the nascent stage. World over, exchanges are doing something about 30-40% of the total generation.
Okay. And
so there is a lot of opportunity for the growth in this country on the exchange platform.
All right. PTC India, they as well are looking to get into this space. Do you think it will add to the competition if it's such a small part and you have a new player that's coming in there? Will it create more competition? How do you foresee this?
Competition is always good for the market. And as I told you, we are doing only about 4% of the total generation. And the potential in this space is about 30-40%. So I'm sure there is enough volume for both the exchanges.
All right. All the very best, Mr. Goel, for 2019, for your expansion plans and for your margins as well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us with your thoughts today. Let's just give one more look at the market that's not too pleasing at this point. Okay, the hemorrhage has stopped. We are fallen 1%, but at the moment at least arrested there. Let's see how things pan out from here.